Greetings, Sentinels fans! We continue to enjoy our variants by looking at the ones from Vengeance. Let's begin. Let's start off with the Naturalist. Our wonderful shape-shifting friend has two variants, Base and Hunted. The base version allows him to summon a form card from the deck or discard, shape-shifting at will. This makes for the funny situation where his most important cards you actually don't want in his hand. Better they be in his deck or discard. You can very easily get the bonuses that you want from his forms. His Hunted variant is crazy though. That card lets you activate animals without having their form card for a full turn. It also gives you an extra card play or card draw. Extra card draw and plays are usually very powerful alone. But what's more, the animal activations last until the end of the next turn. So if you use that power again on the next turn, you can have two active animals at the same time. And if you're lucky enough to draw a form card, you can easily set up having all three animals active at the same time, which gets particularly insane when you use powers and cards that have all three animals on them. So you have the possibility of an extra card play on top of all three animals and whatever form bonus you get. And with the cards that give you extra powers, and Hunted Naturalist goes really nuts. Hunted Naturalist is easily the more useful and potentially more fun. I would say that I prefer Base because he is much better balanced for the game. Now let's leave the animal kingdom and go into space. Or into other dimensions. Or wherever she is at the moment. Knife has her base version and her rogue agent version. Base is the simple effect. 2 energy damage to whatever is pissing her off this turn. It combos with the focusing conduit blade, but is kind of replaced by her other powers. Rogue agent is different, putting more focus on her stealth abilities. It allows her to peek at the top card of any deck she wants and either trash it or play it. It allows her a small support role, and can allow her faster setup or damage dealing, or simply mill through her deck a bit. It's a weird power for her since she otherwise does not have support mechanics, but it can be cool, and once she is set up, you might decide her other powers are better for you anyways. I have difficulty selecting a favorite out of the two, since both powers are good enough to be useful, but not so good that they're irreplaceable. Also, quick poll, short hair or long hair? I like the long. But let's dive over to the other space hero, Parse. Yeah, I know she's a street level character, but she appears in an awful lot of space stories. Parse has two variants, Base and Fugue State. Base version is the basic 2 damage power. She isn't a huge damage dealer, so this will be her main attack for a while, though her main source of damage will be critical multiplier anyways. Fugue State is cool though. It plays the bottom card of her deck, and as always, more card plays more better. But if she has discarded a card during her own turn, then she can make another hero play the bottom card of their deck as well. This has her interact with her own deck some more, get extra plays and boost the power with Snap Decision, supercharge an attack with critical multiplier and recompile while also boosting. It also helps that Parse has a high concentration of powerful all-purpose cards, so it's unlikely for her to blind play a card that will be unhelpful. So yeah, Fugue State is more powerful and more fun, though it may be a bit unbalanced. I'm beginning to detect a theme with this one. Well, spoilers, we're breaking the theme with this next one, Setback. Setback has his base variant and his Dark Watch promo. Setback has a special mechanic where he gathers up points called Unlucky, and you can cash in these points for good effects. Both of the powers of these variants play with it. Base variant gives you an Unlucky point and plays the next card in his deck. This plays into his theme. Sometimes this will be great, sometimes not so much, mostly because Setback's deck is balanced so that he's just as likely to get hurt as the bad guys. His deck needs the Unlucky flow though. First off, there are more cards in his deck that spend points than those that grant them, and the ones that grant them aren't usually free, involving Setback hurting himself usually. So he needs an easy way to get those points. Why am I talking about this now? Because Setback's Dark Watch promo does not do this. The Dark Watch version removes a token and shields a hero for 2 damage. This is a problem. You take away his easiest source of Unlucky points, and in fact, have another drain on this resource. Now the token loss and the shield are separate. You don't actually need to spend a token to use it, as long as you don't have any tokens at all. But then you end up in a quandary. Avoid cards that grant Unlucky points for the shield power, waste those points on the shield power, or ignore the power and just play cards so you can accumulate points. Most of the time when I play Dark Watch Setback, I'm just sifting through his deck until I find a copy of Looking Up and use that instead. So yeah, for Setback, the original is the superior version and the more fun. And to finish off, we have the Southwest Sentinels. Like with the Ennead, this is multiple character cards in a single deck. This also means I have 4 powers to look through per variant. Now I'm going to look at the 2 variants as a group for simplicity's sake, even though there is nothing stopping you from mixing and matching, even in the digital game. The 4 of them have their own individual rules. Medico is the healer, Mainstay's the tank, Idealist is the glass cannon, and Writhe does weird stuff. I'd say he's the team rogue, but stealth is weird in this game. So following those roles, Idealist deals damage, Mainstay protects his teammates, his immediate teammates, not every hero in play, which takes extra advantage of the Durasteel Vest's defensive abilities. Medico can heal one target of your choosing, and Writhe may look at the bottom card of a deck and choose to leave it there or put it on top. The Mainstay effect is great, Idealist is okay, Medico's is fine. I frequently forget about Writhe's power. Switch over to the Adamant Sentinels, and you have a new set of powers. Idealist can now hit one target, and that target deals 1 less damage for a round. Mainstay gets an attack that deals 2 damage, and makes the next attack to that target deal irreducible damage. This power gets more use out of the Durasteel Vest's offensive capabilities. Medico gets a power where he heals each of the Southwest Sentinels 1 point and then draws an extra card. I would like to point out here that this only affects the other guys in this deck, while the original could heal unaffiliated heroes. While Adamant Medico is technically doing more healing and has the added benefit of drawing a card, he loses synergies with other heroes and can't do emergency healing on them. Gonna have to rely on his other cards for that. Writhe gets a power where the next non-hero target is destroyed, it goes back into its deck instead of the trash pile. Good in special circumstances, not so much in regular play. This is an interesting one for me because the two versions of each team feel different, but one doesn't feel more powerful than the other. The Adamant Sentinels feel more tactical, but not necessarily more powerful. Writhe's new power is a step down, Idealist's is a step up, and Mainstay and Medico's powers are step sideways. I suppose if I had to choose, I would say the Adamant Sentinels are a bit more interesting. And there, another variant list done. The next time we go on to this subject, we will have some extra craziness. Hope to see you then. Take care, friends. Beep, 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 beep. That's my least favorite sound in the world. Well, one of them. The sound of a truck backing up. I hate it. 1 second. Hello? Whatever. Get out of here, Rabbit. Rabbit's trying to barge through the door.